Hello and welcome back to Good Game Nation, where we bring you all things TCG. My name's Preston and today is news day. There's a lot of little updates here and there throughout this week that will there's a lot of show but not tell in this week. So let's jump right into the first segment, which is the incremental update of an image for the starter deck Zoro and Sanji. Not much new information here, but we do have the official art on the webpage, the official website. I believe this is the art that has been tossed around from leakers and stuff like that, so you may have already seen this art before. I think I have, which is interesting. But yeah, that's all for that, I guess. Which is interesting to lead into the next bit, which I did not expect to see as the cover art. But another Zoro and Sanji thing. This is a bit of a surprise to me to get them on the front of the pack as well as a starter deck. But this is OP06. The auto translator is calling it Conqueror of Twins. We'll have to see what it actually is named, but for now, Conqueror of Twins is OP06. It's coming out November 25th, and we're getting some interesting arcs in this one, and for me at least. We're getting Germa, so that's Whole Cake Island-ish. Fishman Island, Thriller Bark. Thriller Bark is really exciting. I think it's a fairly unliked arc for most people, but it's a Halloween style arc, so I'm really excited for having Halloween reveals in October. So hopefully we get a lot of the Thriller Bark arc cards revealed on Twitter during October. I think that's a really fun way to reveal those cards. Also, there's some really fun characters in that arc, so getting some Straw Hats that are Halloween themed, getting the big ol' muscled out Frank and Luffy will be super cool. This is also the arc that we get Gear 3 for the first time, I believe. Or at least an actual visual of what Gear 3 looks like. So Thriller Bark is great. I'm excited for it. We got Ryuma and Brooke in this arc, so we could get some really good cards for them. And I'm probably going to cut out the last 5 minutes of that because I just gushed about Thriller Bark for way too long. Fishman Island is cool. We're going to get some Fishman cards. I am excited to see what color we get because we've seen Jinbei in a couple colors. We've seen Arlong in at least 2 colors, I think, unless they're both blue. But yeah, and then we're getting all of the Germa. So we're getting the Vinsmoke family kids. Going to be excited to see where they end up also. It'll be really interesting if they land in black. But yeah, I'm excited for this new set. It looks like it's going to be a pretty standard set with 2 secrets and 6 special types. Special cards are usually the alt-art reprints that we get that are just add-ons to the set. So this isn't going to be similar to OP05 Awakening, which had a ton of extra cards. It looks like it's going to be pretty standard. Probably not getting 3 more manga arts in this set. Just a guess, though. Moving on to the next story here. We're getting another premium card collection. They're calling it Drama Edition. And this is going to be cards that have to do with the live action. My first thought is that it would follow these cards, but that would be kind of weird to release these cards as promos and then immediately let you buy a set of them. And then I saw there was only 9 cards, so maybe it's the promo minus the Luffy or minus the Luffy leader. I'm not sure. It does say that it's all parallel cards, so maybe it's random cards of the East Blue Straw Hats and maybe this other surrounding characters. It might be these characters, but different cards. I'm just speculating. I'm excited to see it. I hope that it's like the Zoro and Luffy that we already saw, because I really like that the live action actors are getting on cards, and it's an immediate buy for me. And as you saw, I was clicking to this page back and forth. The promo pack that was released 2 or 3 weeks ago got its own page for some reason. And I'll link part 1 or part 2 where I talk about these cards as a YouTube short. Moving on to the next thing, which in my opinion is quite a disappointment for an upcoming Uta Starter Deck. So this is our Uta Starter Deck that we've been talking about for the last few weeks. We've been getting cards here and there, and I was really it was really weird that we weren't getting card releases like frequently up to this point, which also gives me worry about what the Zoro and Sanji deck is going to be, because we're not getting a lot of updates, and that deck comes out and like at the end of this month. But this is all reprints up till the bottom line, and it's not the reprint that I wanted to see. I wanted to see a Nami in here, help like regulate the market on the Nami that's really expensive in comparison to where it started. But yeah, there's only one super rare that I can see, which is the Uta, and maybe the Nami will get added later. I don't see why it wouldn't be here, especially with only one super rare. I guess the event is a super rare, but it's not getting a really interesting treatment like most do. It's just getting the rare border. But yeah, this is a reprint starter deck with only 5 new cards. We'll have to see how many of each of the events we get. But yeah, this is a little disappointing. So we'll move on to something that's way more exciting. Our first leader for OP06, we were just talking about the art being revealed. It just got launched. Like, nothing's known about it, but we got a leader already, and not only a leader, but an incredible leader. This is Yamato, green-yellow leader, 5k power, Wano, double attack. Activate main once per turn. If your opponent has 3 or less life, attach up to 2 Rested Dawn to one of your characters. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. This is a leader with double attack, which we don't get very many interesting keyword features like that on leaders. This is the first of its kind. We just got blocker in the last set for a leader, but this is double attack. And its effect gets procced after your opponent gets down to 3, so 1 attack on most leaders starts allowing you to use its secondary effect. And on top of that, it's finally a green-yellow leader that will use all of the Wano cards. You can use all of your set 1 scabbards, you can use the starter deck yellow stuff, and the Zoro promo that's not quite here yet into the US. This is what I've been waiting for leaders, and it exceeds expectations. And on top of all of that, and on the downside of all of my excitement, it's probably the first leader that we're seeing that I can think of that introduces a level of power creep that we haven't seen yet, which means leaders that were already mediocre are outpowered by newer cards. It's something that happens in card games all the time, where the older stuff is just not strong enough to stand up to the newer stuff. You see it in most games. It was bound to happen, but set 6 is probably going to be a big turning point where older cards aren't going to be as effective because they're just outclassed by newer cards. And this Yamato, I feel like, outclasses so many leaders. It takes over for Arlong. We don't need to play Arlong to get this color combination anymore. And I think, depending on how people want to play it, you can probably play the Wano stuff, but you're not restricted to that. The leader has no requirements on what it can or cannot do. So you're going to be playing the really good yellow cards that people are already playing in it now. You're going to be playing the really good green stuff that people have been playing in either Law or pulling back some of the old Kinemon and Red Scabbard stuff. You have options, and green and yellow are fun colors to play. Yellow is becoming more and more overpowered as we go. And not saying that it wasn't, I guess, before, but it's still two really good color combinations, and I'm really excited to play this leader. I know a lot of people are going to be as well. Plus, art is incredible. This is a great shot for Yamato. Really, really cool. Can't wait to see the alt art for this card too. Okay, moving on to the last two stories. We finally got some more information on the Devil Fruit pack that's coming out. Coming out November 3rd, and it's going to have one of two sleeves and one of two Dawn cards. This looks like it's Shaka and Pell, and this is the Gum Gum pattern. And then the Dawn cards might be a little hard to see here, but this is Luffy in front of Crocodile, his last stand. And then this is like the first page of the manga where we find out how Luffy got his scar, which is super cool. I'm really happy about the Luffy arts. I want at least to get the young Luffy one. I think that's a great scene. But this also shows that you're getting two Kingdoms pack, one Pillars pack, and a plastic, maybe deck box adjacent Gum Gum fruit. $25, November 3rd. I'm looking forward to it. I'm at least going to pick up one of these and cross my fingers for the young Luffy Dawn card. Our final bit is a little bit of a recap on last week. We're talking about Sealed Battle again. We talked about the leader announcement where we're getting the live action Luffy as well as the art that we got in Japan. And interestingly enough, this promo pack's coming early. I did not expect to see it this soon, but this is the promo pack that I was talking about for the premium card collection, but we have it in English. All cards that we have seen before, but I didn't expect him to get this soon. Also, the winner of the tournament gets this. And very cool art with the kids in the corner. I think we've been waiting for this art. I feel like it's one of the first arts that we saw of this game. If I'm remembering correctly, if this is the right one. Maybe it was an ace with the other two. Can't remember. But I don't know if you've noticed yet. It took me a second. This is the super rare that is from OP04. This is the manga art of 04 Sabo. And it's just going to be a winner's promo. So one of the more expensive cards for super rares in this set is getting a reprint almost immediately. So it'll be really interesting to look at what that does to the market. It is going to be a winner's promo. So I wonder if they're going to add a winner's stamp on it, and that will change the evaluation of the market at all for this card. Super interesting to get this as a promo for a really interesting tournament, which is just sealed packs. You get 6 packs, you build a deck, you use your Luffy, you have fun. Whoever pulls Big Mom wins, probably. And then you get 2 cards per pack, out of these cards. Very interesting tournament. Gonna have to look to get into a few of these so that we have our leader promos that are super cool. But I've kept you here quite a bit of time. Thank you all for watching. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought and if what you're most excited for in the coming months with all of the news that came out this week. And if you're still here, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, all the YouTube things. And until next time, thank you for watching. Peace.